Alright, so we're in late March 1862. I'm going to go through a couple things here. We're going to start off in Virginia and move our way west. Now, I did print money, so I had, I think, 600 something bucks to start off the turn, or a lot more than that, whatever. I don't know. I made sure to burn through all of it. But, so what we're going to do here, so he looks like he's shifting his troops back to Philadelphia or relocating them because he's only got 1,700 power here and 2,000 power there. So he obviously, as a Union, can hit me in a lot of different areas. He can move a bunch of troops to the west. He can move them back to Philadelphia or behind the lines, and then move them down and hit me on the coast, either the Carolinas or down where Louisiana is, Mobile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move forward on what is this? Leesburg. With my corps under Jackson. He's got 2 divisions. You usually want to have 3 divisions per corps, and I'm trying to build up to that as best as possible. As you can see here, we have 4 divisions because we have Longstreet right now as a corps commander, who's acting as a division commander since I have Lee in here. But what I will do is I'm going to shift perhaps a division over to Jackson once I get the opportunity. But I'm going to probably attack Alexandria if things remain like this. Now, of course, with McClellan, he can move down the Shenandoah, but then his flank and his rear will be exposed. So my hope is he's not going to do that. I do have, relatively, I have a division down here in Richmond, and it can get up to the Shenandoah into Strasburg within like 8 days. So I can see what he does after he sees me move into here. But if things remain like this, I'm going to hit him in Alexandria, and I think I could probably hit him before he can get his reinforcements up. So right now I've got a power of 2917 with a bunch more artillery coming up, plus 1400 here, and then my cavalry. So we'll see what happens there. Again, the goal is just to kind of make him hesitate and get any kind of move that he's thinking about doing down around my rear. As you can see, here's my raiders. Nothing going on the coast here. Here's the force I have in Charleston. About half a division. Moving the Virginia down around, I was able to successfully get him out of Norfolk. So hopefully I can use him in the west. Ripping up rail line down in Florida. This battle down here, we did not succeed per se. So we did 3 rounds. We lost half our force, which is pretty considerable. He lost 1,000, so he's down to 2,300. There's a couple breaches apparently, so I'm hoping this next round I can actually take it. I don't know if I should go red or if I should do orange. I think it may be orange. A little crazy to do it otherwise. We're pretty beat up, obviously. Our artillery's good, but our infantry's kind of banged up, so I'm hoping we can take it, because what it'll do is it'll free up our economy here in Mobile, or in the Florida area, and it'll improve our money long term. That's kind of why I want to take it. I am really tore up though. Well, we'll see. Maybe I was thinking about maybe letting my troops reset, but let's just do it. Landmine there. Okay. All right. Down here in New Orleans, we move Pemberton down here. He has the siege bonus both for defense and offense. Building up forts. Get 2 divisions there. Building some more artillery. What I'm trying to do, so I'm going to move Johnson up, who he's a corps commander now, I believe, right? And I'm moving him up here because for purposes of building units, Missouri can still build units out of here. And if I lose this spot, I'm not going to be able to build any more Missouri units. So I'm going to try and hold this as long as I can while these get finished building. And then probably pull out of there. I can do that only because Kentucky hasn't switched sides yet. He's got a fairly sizable force there, so I wouldn't be surprised if he made a move there. Although I think he's probably more than likely going to bounce over to Hickman. That's why he's right here. And then move Grant down to Paducah. But we did get some new generals in the field this turn. So I got Claiborne, who's amazing. 5-3-6. And then I also got Cheatham, who's a 3-3-3. And here I'm moving Beauregard over to replace Johnson. I'm going to take Johnson and send him to Richmond. Just because that's where, you know, if there's any kind of combat down in the Carolinas or Richmond, I'm going to move, you know, Lee probably back. The Carolinas aren't as, you know, important as perhaps other areas in the map. So 2 divisions currently. I'm currently building up troops to get a 3rd division over here, over in the Kentucky front, Kentucky/Tennessee front. And then what I'd like to do is have about 5 divisions worth of troops in the Mississippi area. So I would have Alexander Stewart, who's a 3-2-2, Breckinridge 3-2-2, and then Claiborne and Cheatham, and then obviously Hardy for the training bonus. The reason I need 5 divisions is I'm going to have to hold this front here. So behind this river, and then behind this river, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to field 2 corps, and then, you know, the army. I don't know if I'm going to have enough troops for that, but we'll see. Alright, so here's my raiding party. What I want to do is I'm going to go and hit him in the rear here, his supply area. Unfortunately, the harsh weather is making it so I can't get up there in 1 turn, so I'm going to have to wait until this weather clears up. But here's what I have here. So that'll pack quite a punch if I can actually get up there. And then I also have my Indians waiting to go too. So what I would like to do is take the Indians and hit there, and then take Forest and hit there. So we'll see if the weather lets me do that. I do have a 962 power force here with my 322 Winder, and then 311. But as you can see, like my force isn't all that bad. I mean, yeah, I've got volunteers and some conscripts, and then some conscripts in there. But I've got a fair number of line infantry brigades in there. So my hope is I can withstand an attack there. So that's the west, and then far west. Finally got him over here, so this is a 299. I'm building 2 artillery pieces here. I don't know what he has there, but I'm hoping I can withstand any kind of attack here. And then I burn this, pulling him back. Probably burn that too. And then I took over this fort over here. Let's see if there's anything else I need to show you here right quick. Build tab. Infantry and artillery. I can't build any more HQ guys, although I would have done that if I could have. Building 1 elite, 3 line infantry, another skirmisher or a sharpshooter, sharpshooter/skirmisher. 4 cavalry because I'm really hurting for cavalry, and then 2 light artillery, 2 regular artillery, and a supply wagon. Right, and then I don't have any options here. I didn't build Liverpool this turn. I'll do that next turn. And then I'm not going to be probably spending any more money on the interior for the rest of the game. And there you go. So let me run the turn, and then we will be back. Alright, so I was looking at attacking him, but he brought up some reinforcements, it looks like. So as you can see here, he's got several divisions, and he has a power of approximately 4,080. Now, my force, power-wise, isn't equivalent, and that isn't altogether, indicative of how this battle would go, since I have better generals. But here's essentially 2 of the reasons why. Well, 3 of the reasons that I don't want to attack. 1, if I lose this battle, the war's probably over. He'll be able to just march right through and go to Richmond, because I only have about half a division down here at the moment. Additionally, Jackson only has 2 divisions,
Generally, you want to have a corps have 3 divisions. So at the moment, I had 4 divisions here with Lee. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Ewell with Jackson, mainly because Ewell's a very effective attacker. And if I'm doing any attacks, the attacks are probably going to be with Jackson, with Lee bringing up support. Ultimately, Longstreet will be my other corps commander, but I don't have an additional division or 2 to give Lee just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Jackson back, keep Stewart here, because I definitely don't anticipate him attacking Leesburg, at least this turn. What I'll do, it'll hide Jackson from his view, more than likely. And then what I'll do is I'll have this rail line to move west to east and east to west. And my hope is that he'll move forward on Winchester and then try and make a move on Warren. But what I'd like to do is take Jackson and attack Winchester after he advances so that he won't be entrenched and won't have perhaps a full force. And I think that would be a pretty good... I'd have a pretty good shot there because I'd have 3 divisions under Jackson plus superior generals. And he would have Porter, who's a good general, but Shields and MacArthur suck. So he's got 1 good general, and his other 2 aren't all that good, and McClellan's terrible. So that's what we're going to do there. I'm bringing my cavalry over here just to replenish. I think there's a field artillery perhaps is what's missing there. I'm not sure. Or it might just be another cavalry division. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Sidney Johnson, bring him over here, and then bring Smith, who's a 2-star, over here, and then combine these 2. So I'll have a 2-star running one, a general running the other. I'll have an army, and these 2 could then support each other in the event of an attack. I think that's what I'm going to do there. Not a whole lot going on over here, so I'm not going to belabor the point. I'm going to just swing over to the west just right quick here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace Sidney Johnson with Beauregard. That'll be my Kentucky, / Tennessee army. I'm definitely under strength here, though. I only have 2 divisions, so I need to bolster that pretty rapidly. I am building a series of Missouri troops just to try and take advantage of having Missouri still. What I did do is I brought Johnson up to try and defend this as long as I can. He's got only a 384 power right now. I'm sure he's got a lot of troops. He's got a lot of leaders there, so I'm sure he's got a ton of troops up there. I may actually send a cavalry unit up towards Cape Missouri to see if I can get eyes on what he's got there. I put a mine down just in case he thinks that he could take advantage of me moving forward to try and move on Memphis. I don't think he quite realizes the strength I have, though. I got 2 divisions down here, so I think that's more than enough to hold between him sailing down, getting blasted by these guys, my mine, all my artillery, and then I can also double back, but I'm moving my fleet out as well, just in case. All this mud right here, mud, is making it so that I can't get up here in one turn with Forrest, and cutting his supply line is going to be contingent on me getting up there in one turn and hitting him, so I'm going to wait, because also same thing, I can't get my Indians. My hope is I hit Springfield with my Indians and Forrest up here, and then hit them both, because he's got a depot here too. So I'm going to move him up here just to get him a little bit closer, and then, maybe I can hit Rolla instead, which also has a depot. I have a 968 power force here, 2 divisions. So it obviously could be stronger than this, but it's not too bad. I would like to get those light mounted infantry guys out of there at some point and bring up some infantry, although not volunteers. That's why they're down here. So that's the west, and let's look at the far west just right quick, and then we'll do the turn, and I'll be back. So we got a 301 force here. It's pretty solid compared to his 196. I think we're good in the far west. I mean, it was looking pretty precarious there for a moment. It looked like I was going to lose potentially the whole far west, but it looks like we're going to be able to hold out for at least a little bit. His supply is actually dwindling pretty significantly. Ours is really good. So it wouldn't be out of the realm a possibility to attack him at some point. Especially if he decides to pull back towards the supply line. Now, he does have a supply wagon there. And it looks like he's building a depot. So I may want to hit him now. I'm going to think on that. But next turn, I may want to hit him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll think about that one. Name of the game out there is just to hold on, right? So I definitely don't want to put myself in a position where I attack and then I lose, and then all of a sudden I'm totally exposed to a counterattack. Oh, and then building. What am I building? So I got, those are the Missouri guys. I definitely next turn I'm going to throw a lot of troops into Virginia because I need to really build up my Virginia force. I got 5 elite reserves. I'm going to have 12 line. I would like these higher, but, you know, it is what it is. Same with the cavalry. I have 106 replacements I need to throw in there, and I only have 5. So, and then artillery, I'm a bit low, but that's the Confederacy, right? It's being low on everything. Building more rail pool. And then, one thing I am doing is I'm putting a redoubt here at Memphis. And then I'm putting a telephone line here in Richmond so that I can get this to be rich at 80. Granted, they are blockaded by Fort Monroe and the fleet that's here, but you still get some money out of here even though they're blockaded. So I've already built up a couple of the other places that I have, and so that one's next. All right, so let's simulate the turn, and we'll be back.